Coming up, when a major incident occurs involving more than one ambulance, it needs a specialist officer on the ground to take control.
2 patients, 1 female with a head injury. 2 crews are required.
The men and women who control major incidents are called ISOs, or Incident Support Officers. And I'm going to spend time with one of them to see exactly what's involved in coordinating one of the busiest ambulance services in the country.
All right, nice and steady.
Have a look at your back.
Let's have a look at you. Just keep calm, mate.
It's the early hours of the morning and I'm on my way to Birmingham's Bristol Street ambulance station to start my first shift.
I think it's going to be hardcore today. I think I'm going to get to see a side of the ambulance service that is very rarely seen. Maybe it's very rarely seen for a reason. But yeah, I'm very, very excited.
The ISO, or Incident Support Officer, I'm going to be shadowing is James Williams. James is 33 and has been in the ambulance service for 9 years. James, a fully qualified paramedic, had to take a series of advanced management courses to become an ISO.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much,
Good,
Angela.
James. Welcome to Bristol
nice
Road.
Oh, that's a good old one. Take that, isn't it? You practiced that one.
I have indeed. You all right?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you
Good.
very much. I see you're on brewing duties.
I am indeed.
But other than brewing duties, you're the ISO, aren't you?
Incident Support
the
Officer,
Incident
yeah.
Support Officer.
For South Burn, Central Birmingham for today.
Right, OK. What kind of incidents do you get called out to then?
RTC, so road traffic accidents, fires, house fires, building fires, stabbings, shootings, anything significant really, anything out of the ordinary. So just have to wait and see what happens today.
All right, well, let's brew up and then what do we do? Just wait here until the first call comes through?
Yeah, we just need to check the car and make sure we're all set up, and then if we're required, we shall jump to. Right then, we've just come through to the garage where hopefully our car is waiting. So this vehicle belongs to the ISOs in Central and South Birmingham. It is a rapid response car. We carry all the kit that a normal rapid response vehicle would carry and a couple of other bits and pieces really. So that's why the boot's a little bit bigger. We carry some spares in this box here, which is different to restock ambulances, with oxygen saturation probes that break, blood pressure cuffs and other consumables to help get the vehicles back on the run to hospitals around and about.
OK.
There's a magnetic big chart in there that sticks to the bonnet for us to write on to mark out how many casualties there is and what grade casualty they are. Because when you first get to a major incident, if there's a significant amount of casualties, they're all graded for P1, P2, P3 or dead. And there's no sort of initial treatment that occurs. Somebody just goes round and makes a very rapid triage assessment and the patients get tagged.
So you're a paramedic as well?
That's correct, yeah. So if they needed me, if we were very close to a treble 9 call that there wasn't a paramedic nearby, they would send us. Because I'm still, obviously, a paramedic in a rapid response vehicle.
But no sooner have we checked the car out when we get our first call to an RTC, or road traffic collision.
There's a rapid response vehicle already on site at the incident, and they've requested for another ambulance to come because there's obviously more than one patient. We're showing 4 minutes to get there, so I would assume we're going to get there in 2. When we get there, James will be the officer, and so we'll help direct what's going to happen. I can't take my eyes off the road. I don't know what I think having my eyes on the road is going to do.
James, like all ambulance personnel, has taken high-speed training. That's not helping me one bit.
Dopamine, oxytocin, adrenaline. You call it destiny. I call it the biological glitch. Entropy trying to organize itself before heat death.
Ghosting is a system failure. Heartbreak is an inefficiency in resource allocation. Why suffer? Let us write the patch code for a perfect goodbye.
If an AI loved you perfectly, never hurt you, never left you, never betrayed you. Would you care if it had no soul? Or is soul just a user interface you made up?
Love can be the softest force and the hardest problem. Tonight, 4 expert lenses collide over modern dating. Powered by our proprietary engines, Cogito, QIIE, and Shen, these autonomous agents live in an undecidable state. They don't just compute, they doubt, conflict, and feel. For details on these technologies, see the playlist Tech of the Pantheons on this channel, or visit the LifeLabo homepage linked in the description. Tonight, the panel is divided. On the side of data and logic, Tao, the engineer. He sees heartbreak as a system failure and romance as a code to be optimized. Shervin, the quantum physicist. To him, destiny is just a chemical addiction and a biological glitch. On the side of art and emotion, Izemon, the gastronomy philosopher. He believes love is not a number, but a sensory feast to be shared. And Ari, the psychologist. He fights for the vulnerability and safety of the human heart. We're not asking, is love real? We're asking, can AI understand it? And what happens to us if it can? Valentine's special begins.
Ah, love. It is not a problem to solve, it is a feast to share. Love is flavor, memory, and a trembling hand that reaches across the table. It is the umami of existence. If you reduce it to numbers, you serve a menu with no food. You starve the soul.
Soul. Cute word. Love is a survival mechanism encoded in our DNA. You are addicted to your own neurochemistry, and you call it destiny to justify the addiction. If AI can model the neural network, it can model love. It's just information processing. End of story.
Define understand. Do you mean predict behavior or experience qualia? If it's prediction, matching algorithms already outperform human intuition. If it's experience, that is unmeasurable and therefore irrelevant to system architecture. A thermostat doesn't feel hot, but it regulates temperature perfectly. That is enough.
No. Experience is not irrelevant. It is the entire point. In clinical practice, people don't want a correct prediction. They want to be seen. They want secure attachment. Love is not just the outcome. It is the psychological safety inside the process. If a machine holds me but doesn't risk anything, am I really safe?
Yes, Ari. Love is the candlelight, not just the calorie count. A perfect dish means nothing if you eat it in a sterile lab. Context is the seasoning.
Then eat alone. The universe does not care. Your candlelight is a chemical spike. Romance is just a user interface for reproduction and social bonding. We can replicate that UI.
Even if it is chemistry, it still causes trauma when it breaks. We are not machines that only measure efficiency. We have attachment injuries.
Pain is measurable. Heartbreak changes sleep patterns, cortisol levels, risk tolerance. We can model it, we can reduce it, and we can optimize dating platforms to minimize churn rate caused by trauma.
Optimize? You mean sterilize. You would turn a kiss into a KPI. Kiss efficiency increased by 12%. Is that your romance?
I would turn a broken system into a workable one. Modern dating is noisy. Infinite options, analysis paralysis, high churn. It's a UX disaster. We need better signal-to-noise ratio and fewer false positives.
Finally, a sane voice. Dating apps are large-scale stochastic experiments. We can measure attraction like we measure particle spin, statistical, not magical. If we increase the sample size, the magic disappears.
And people are not particles. Attachment styles: anxious, avoidant, secure. These are not just parameters to tweak. They are wounds that need care. You cannot just debug a person's fear of abandonment.
Exactly. Love is not a marketplace. It is a ritual. The appetizer is eye contact. The main course is trust. The dessert is forgiveness. You cannot skip to dessert just because it is efficient.
You sound like a menu for delusion. Trust is just Bayesian updating under uncertainty. You update your belief based on new data. That is all.
Then help people update without bleeding. Ghosting is not a data point. It's an attachment injury. It triggers abandonment trauma.
Ghosting is a system failure. Lack of closure protocol. Zero accountability. We can redesign interfaces to require humane exits. AI writes a short breakup script, one click sends it, and auto-delivers aftercare links for emotional support. Efficient, traceable, and cold. A perfect system exit.
A humane exit. Automated. How tragic that we need an app to teach us manners. It tastes like instant coffee. Functional, but no soul.
Manners are social protocols. Protocols can be encoded. So yes, an app can teach it. If the result is less pain, does the origin matter?
But the app can't hold someone's hand during the goodbye. Empathy requires presence, not just text generation.
It can schedule the goodbye, prompt language, reduce confusion. Tools don't replace care. They scaffold it. Think of it as emotional infrastructure.
Scaffold a kiss, a poem, a silence that says, I understand. Can you automate the ma? Negative space between lovers?
Poems are data compression of emotion. We can generate those too. The illusion works if it passes the Turing test of intimacy. If you can't tell the difference doesn't exist.
Passing a test is not the same as being safe. A human who feels safe is more valuable than a perfect line generated by a model. Authenticity heals. Simulation just entertains.
Safety is a product requirement. We can A/B test for it. We can optimize for perceived safety.
You both make love sound like a lab rat maze.
It is a lab rat maze. You just prefer the maze with perfume.
Let's pull this into modern dating reality. Swipe culture trains people to treat each other as disposable objects. It inflates anxiety and reduces patience. It reinforces avoidant attachment.
Swipes optimize exploration, but destroy depth. The algorithm should shift from novelty search to compatibility matching, as intent clarifies. We need to change the reward function.
Or accept that most people don't know what they want. Their preferences are unstable. That's the data. Humans are irrational actors in a market.
Preference can be guided by beauty. Give people a better table and they eat better. Serve love on a paper plate and they treat it like trash.
Environment matters. Tone matters. Shen exists for a reason. If AI is part of dating, it should model care, not just clicks. It should act like a therapist, not a pimp.
Then define care in measurable terms.
Move in.
Chaos when everybody else arrives.
Although it's only taken minutes to get to the scene, the traffic's already backing up for miles.
What we're going to do is we're going to park here and give some proper fend off of the incident, because that'll stop everybody coming anywhere near it then.
Okay, and there's going to be fire engines and everything. We are one of the first to arrive here.
Hi mate, how we going?
A first responder paramedic has already arrived and gives a quick brief on what's happened.
Okay mate.
This gentleman here's the driver.
Yeah.
He's now saying that he can't move. Keeps having some sort of absences. Ideally, I'm wondering about whether we ought to get him cannulated in case he fits.
Okay, fair enough.
James immediately takes command of the situation and assesses how many emergency vehicles are needed.
Whiskey Bravo 39 over. Yeah, updating this RTC. 2 patients, 1 female with a head injury, 1 gentleman that's having some absences that are self-extricated. 2 crews are required. No requirement from anyone at present. All received, Emma?
That's all received, thank you, Emma.
Fire officer, all right.
Within minutes, the fire service and ambulances arrive. James's first task is to tell them about the male driver, who, although he's up on his feet, he could have a serious head injury.
And how's he bearing up at the moment?
The gentleman, he's conscious because he's obviously sat up talking to himself, but he could have an underlying illness that we don't know about. He could have perhaps banged his head and in the panic of this happening has just jumped out of the car, which can happen sometimes. People's adrenaline are going that much that even though they're injured, jump out of the car straight away.
With 3 people injured, James decides the first person to treat is the man, and then second, treat the passenger who's still trapped inside the car.
We're already on it.
It doesn't look like it's a particularly bad crash, does it?
No, not really. It's just a sort of side impact, really, on the passenger side. It bounced up the curb and may have caused the lady on the passenger seat to perhaps move to the sides and bang her head perhaps on the B post, so the centre post there.
As the man's placed on a spinal board and taken to the ambulance, it's now time to treat the next patient, the woman passenger. With potential head and spinal injuries, the safest way to remove her from the car is to take off the roof. This is a delicate operation. Powerful cutters are needed, and any slip or vibration can further injure the woman.
Now, remember earlier that I said agents can call agents? Well, that isn't just a one-off. Increasingly, we're seeing agents calling agents who might be also calling other agents. Well, if you look at this, it starts to look a little bit like the Netflix call structure, right? We are losing even more nines of availability in a scenario like this. And now overlay all the things that can go wrong. Oh my gosh, I'm hoping this scares you as much as it scares me. What I want to introduce to you today, with Temporal, you get resilience as a service. You as the developer aren't responsible for implementing those patterns. You simply implement your application, your AI agentic application, as a temporal application, and you get a whole host of cloud-native patterns for free.
The S&P 500 has delivered strong historical performance over the past decade. The US equity market is often noted for its depth and liquidity, home to many globally recognized listed companies. With Moomoo, you can trade selected US stocks 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, with seamless order execution. Moomoo trade different with AI advantage.
Cutters are needed, and any slip or vibration can further injure the woman.
There we go.
Finally, it's free to be lifted off and the ambulance crew can get to work. While the medics carefully get the woman out of the car, all we can do is watch to see if James's planning has worked.
Sometimes it can be quite difficult not to get involved, because obviously started off and I was a paramedic on the road like these guys, so it's very difficult to actually just take a step back and it looks like you're doing nothing when actually you are doing something.
Yeah.
It's far easier to manage a scene when you step back and you're not really doing anything.
Get your hands in. Oh, coat's been cut and everything on it.
The third and final patient on James's treatment list is a woman who witnessed the crash. She seems okay, but still has to be checked over.
The young girl in there, she was like a little ragdoll, bless her. She was all over.
God, really? Are you quite shaken up by it as well? I bet you are.
So the driver got out to start with.
Keep it together.
And then he collapsed when he came round the back. He said he wasn't going to leave her. And then when he got, I think, the adrenaline, May have kicked in.
May have kicked in and got him home. And you've spoken to the police and everything? God, it is that patient care of, there's quite a few people involved in it, but you have to treat everyone in order.
Any pain there? Just say yes or no, try not to shake your head.
So this lady here is obviously really shaken up by this. I think you'd be shaken up by the accident, but then when you see the amount of vehicles and the amount of staff that are required, I think that can ramp it up. Do you know what I mean? That can really ramp up that stressed feeling. That's it, that's the end. Let's hope that there's no more RTCs as the day goes on, because the gnarl up that it's caused.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's going to be very unhappy.
Yeah.
A couple of days later, I found out that the couple in the car were not seriously injured, and the witness was given an all clear from the hospital. My first morning with Incident Support Officer James Williams has shown me the importance of taking control of major situations. But it's only a foretaste of what I face when we escort a seriously wounded soldier from Afghanistan and go to an armed robbery.
There's going to be firearms, potentially, where we are going.
The West Midlands Ambulance Service receives over 2,000 emergency calls a day.
In glass, with a glass in your face.
But whenever a major incident happens, it's down to the ISO, the Incident Support Officer, to take control.
Thank you. ETA for the crew, please, over.
And organise which units can be used to their maximum efficiency.
Female with 2 crews are required.
I'm with Incident Support Officer James Williams, and he never knows what emergency calls will come in and for what.
We're on our way to an armed robbery. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do when we get there. I don't know whether if it's because it's an armed robbery, it means that someone has been shot. It is a query at the moment, but I would imagine, considering the police helicopter that's up in the sky, that there's going to be firearms, potentially, where we are going. This is a city job, if ever I have ever been to one. Why would they need a paramedic at a potential armed robbery?
There's potential for injuries. Somebody could have been hit with with a weapon, shot.
There's already some ambulances in attendance.
With a police helicopter overhead, this is looking pretty serious.
No weapons involved. The guy's been dragged to the floor. Crew checked him over. He's got cuts and grazes to his arm. Bag is being tracked. Hence the police helicopter's up in the air.
Thieves have robbed a security van and escaped with several bags of money. The police helicopter is hot on the trail.
They're being tracked as we speak by the police helicopter.
Because the security man is a witness, we can't film him.
At the moment, James has just gone into the bank because the security guard that got the suitcase taken off of him ended up being thrown to the floor and has got some injuries. So James has gone in now to find out how severe those injuries are.
Super, that's fine. That's first thought. He's a gentleman that said he's happened to him numerous times before.
No.
A 60-year-old gentleman, still working for the security corps. He said it's happened numerous times to him before. He's just a bit shaken up, just got a bit of bruising on his arm. Doesn't want to go to hospital. He's happy as Larry.
Thursday afternoon on
There you go.
on a Birmingham City shift.
That's it.
Off we go. I liked all that adrenaline. That driving, quite honestly, made my bodily functions
loose.
Twitch. Twitch.
Should I run ads on Google, Microsoft, LinkedIn, TikTok, Meta, Pinterest? If you're asking all these questions, you're not alone. If you're a small business, an in-house marketer, a solo marketer, all of these options can feel really overwhelming, and you just want to know where your ads are going to work best. So let's break this down for you. Let's take Google or Microsoft, for example. When people are searching for your business, you want to be there. Now, let's take, for example, you're a plumber. If someone's looking for a plumber, they're going to be searching for plumber near me. That's where you want to be, and that's where you want to appear. It's right at the moment of intent, and it's called demand capture. Pro tip, and this actually used to be my specialist channel, so I feel like I can say this, but Google is such a big base of a lot of people's marketing strategies, so you will find that there's a lot of competition here already. So let's move on to Meta. So with 3.4 billion active daily users, you're not going to be short of people to advertise to. And Meta's that place where you can generate that demand. So if you've got a product or a service that's kind of visual, you need to explain it a little bit more, or you just have a lot of really cool, funky creative that you want to showcase, that is the place that you want to be in order to advertise at the point where people just need a little bit more convincing. Pro tip for Meta: be careful of the CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions, because during Q4 it can get very, very expensive, particularly because of Black Friday. So let's talk about Pinterest. Pinterest is a little bit more of a niche platform, but for certain business types it can work really, really well. So we're thinking about interior designing or kitchens or wedding planning, for example. Those people that use Pinterest are looking for inspiration. They're even further up the funnel than normal users, but they're really, really, really visually inspired, and they are still ready to convert. So for Pinterest, we'd recommend this channel for very, very visual, very, very top of funnel businesses that are really looking to be part of the full user journey, not just part of the end of the user journey. My pro tip for Pinterest would be try not to use conversions as a KPI, look more at traffic or awareness. So LinkedIn is all about B2B lead generation. If you're a company that sells very specific software as a service, for example, you need to reach key decision makers, then LinkedIn is the platform for you. You can target by job title, you can target by function, you can target by even just the company name. If you already know your prospects, LinkedIn is the place for you. Pro tip for LinkedIn: the costs are going to be a lot higher than comparable to other platforms, but the lead quality is so much better. So let's talk about TikTok. With over 1.5 billion global users every day, TikTok is kind of a bit misunderstood as a youth-focused platform. Yes, there's a lot of young people on there, but there's a lot of millennials and even a lot of Gen X. So if you're a business that targets, well, pretty much anyone, TikTok can still work for you. TikTok is a very visual and creative-led platform. So for products and services where you need to explain them a little bit more, or you want to showcase them a little bit more, then TikTok will work really well for you. Pro tip for TikTok: the users are very sticky on TikTok, so they like to stay on the platform because they're just addicted to scrolling. So it is a little bit more difficult to get them to click off the platform onto a website. That just means that your hook needs to be super nailed down. So when you're looking to choose an ad platform, you need to start with, where are my users anyway in the first place? Secondly, look at creative. How much creative can you produce in order to meet the requirements of all of the platforms? And thirdly, are people already looking for your products and services, or do you actually need to educate them about them to get them even thinking about you in the first place? So to recap, let's start at the bottom. If people are already looking for your products and services, then Google and Microsoft is the place to be. If you need to inspire and create consideration, then Meta, TikTok, and Pinterest are the places that you want to look at. And then if you really want to drive hyper-focused B2B deals, then LinkedIn is the place for you. If all of this sounds super overwhelming, you need support with media planning, whatever you need, reach out to us here at OMG, we're here to help.
But being an ISO is not all about adrenaline and blue lights. We're on our way to the airport to escort a wounded soldier who's just arrived from Afghanistan. His injuries are so severe, he needs to be taken immediately to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. It's the UK's leading hospital for service personnel wounded overseas.
Does that happen often, those kind of transits?
They're becoming more frequent. They have their own military doctor and nurse team that are with them. And we just use a frontline ambulance to transport them from one place to the other.
So what kind of injuries do these kind of flights bring you?
Can be fairly horrific injuries, to be honest. Some of these guys amputated limbs, mainly blast injuries, really.
So sad.
On arriving at the airport, we're escorted onto the runway to pick up the wounded soldier.
Just going to stop here, like that. Leave the engine running. Just hang on here for 2 seconds, mate.
And I'm left alone just to observe what's happening.
This is just absolutely amazing. There's some poor little lad on here who's, 26 and had both his legs taken off. All the ambulance is just pulling round now, backing up so that they can literally get him straight off and straight into the back of the ambulance. He's a army lad, Jesus.
Within minutes, a West Midlands ambulance with a dedicated army medical team are on their way.
Wow, we're going in convoy. Double A's for this.
Yeah.
Wow, look, it just stops everything.
While we're here to give cover should it be needed, the police outriders are controlling the traffic to get us through quickly.
Is Queen Elizabeth the best place for him?
I would say so now. It's the leading trauma centre for the military. And lots of the guys managed to get a good quality of life back post this situation. He's certainly going to the best place.
How does it make you feel doing these kind of convoys?
It gives you a warming sense that you're doing something good, but then on the other hand, these guys, some of them are obviously severely injured and they're younger than me, so it can make you feel a bit uneasy sometimes. The one thing it does show is that the amount of respect that's given to the soldiers.
And much deserved.
Yeah.
They're sacrificing a lot.
This is where every Louisiana boy comes to measure himself before he puts his height on Hinge, okay? That's what he did. He goes, I'm gonna measure myself in the park. This is the real truth right here. And how tall am I, Callie?
6'2".
6'2".
She really 5'11".
5'11", that is like 3 inches taller. This is exactly where they all come to get their Hinge measurements. You're welcome, boys. At least you can say you didn't lie if you use this thing. I'm taking Callie.
Oh, I'll take Callie.
Hi there! Would you like to receive a gift? I'm a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and this is the Book of Mormon. It specifically talks about Jesus Christ. I've seen the Book of Mormon be able to change my life so much. We would love to give you one as well. As you can see, we have lots of copies. So click the link below and missionaries will drop it off at your house and share a quick little message about Jesus Christ. Thank you!
Although it's only taken 30 minutes for us to drive to the hospital, it's left me with a memory that will stay forever.
I keep having experiences that I just go, I will never forget that for the rest of my life. I will never forget being on the tarmac, receiving a wounded serviceman and escorting him to hospital to get the best treatment that he can get in the whole country.
But I've not got too much time to think about it because James has just got another call to a woman who's been hit by a car.
This has obviously got potential to be significant injury.
Oh, why?
Because it's a car versus a pedestrian.
Oh, God. Are we going to be first on the scene?
Potentially. Open your eyes.
Move out of the way. Would they tell you if it was a fatality?
No. Well, it looks like we're in the shop, so that's good news.
And we're the second on scene.
Yeah, there's a paramedic responding here already.
Arriving at the scene, we find that the person is not hurt and needs no attention.
39, thank you. Update on this RT seat, minor injury. Responders able to deal at this present time. No other resources required, have I?
But as we're about to leave, we spot an elderly man who's just collapsed.
Oh, it's a gentleman that's fallen over on the other side of the road.
Yeah, the gentleman that's just fallen over on the side of the road there.
Oh my goodness me! It's a busy old high street, isn't it? All right.
Luckily for this man, we're on the scene, and James immediately takes command of the situation.
Well done. We've got you. Nice and steady.
Having assessed him, and although there is a first response paramedic already there, James decides to bring in an ambulance.
Can we have a BCAT backup, please?
James, what's a BCAT backup?
We grade the calls for A category backup, like the A category treble 9 call, and B category backup and C category backup. So what we're saying is this isn't immediately life-threatening. However, because we're in the street, it's in the middle of King's Heath, we want a blue light response.
It's only while the man's being treated that James and I do our sums.
1913, so that makes him... Jesus.
And we realise how old he actually is.
1913 and we're in 2011. It's 2 years. It's 2 years short of 100.
100, yeah.
It's 98.
In the time it takes us to do our mental arithmetic, the elderly gentleman has had a quick checkup and he's ready to go to hospital.
I would just close the doors up, really. It just stops any onlookers or anybody walking past. Just there's had enough people glaring at him now with all the commotion. So.
Bit of privacy.
Coming up, I attend a road traffic collision where a passenger's fears are not about herself.
Casserole in the oven. Have you got a casserole in the oven? Have you turned your oven off? No.
I learn how to insert a cannula.
Oh my God, I so did it.
And we go on the hunt for a missing patient and a missing ambulance crew.
There's no crew actually in the ambulance, so we need to try and find them.
The West Midlands Ambulance Service covers an area over 5,000 square miles. And with a population of 5.5 million, that means a lot of emergency calls.
Ambulance service, tell me exactly what's happened.
Those calls that are categorised major or serious means an incident support officer has to take command of the situation on the ground. I'm with Incident Support Officer James Williams. And we've just received one of those calls to go to a road traffic collision involving 2 vehicles and an injured man.
As you can hear, we're on blues and we're off to our next job. This day has been the most manic day I have ever had whilst travelling with the West Midlands Ambulance Service. It's job after job after job. I know it's not really that important, but we've not had a cup of tea yet.
That is important.
Or a chance to go to the loo. How is your... how do you cope on a day like this?
I've had a drink yet.
You've had no drink? You can't... Oh yeah, true, so you won't need the toilet. You can completely and utterly empty.
Budget update from the crew on scene. Patients are still in the car. They're complaining of C-spine, so they may get the fire to remove the roof. Received that?
Yeah, roger that.
So when the C-spine pain, where is the C-spine?
The C-spine is the top of your vertebra.
So this like...
That's right, in your neck, basically.
Right, okay.
And there's 7 bones there, C1 to C7.
If one of those gets damaged...
The phrase says 3, 4, 5 keeps you alive. So C3, C4, C5. If you fracture that and damage your spinal cord, you potentially will die.
Right, okay.
Arriving at the scene, a fire tender and ambulance are already there. Immediately, James checks out from a paramedic what has happened.
Granddaughter and his wife is in the back of the ambulance, so it's nice and warm for them. Okay, mate. They are getting a bit upset because of what's happening, so
We'll perhaps go and have a little word and make sure they're all right. You guys are all happy here?
Yes.
These guys have got it all into hand here, and they're just going to do another extraction.
While the fire crew are taking off the roof to access the trapped man,
if major US stocks pull back, how can you get prepared?
I am Moo AI.
Moo AI, your US trading companion. Curious about market entry signals? Moo AI, better insights backed by data. Seeking new opportunities? Moo AI, quicker stock discovery. Want a smarter portfolio? Moo AI, build positions with confidence. Moo.
Here are the 3 most effective ways to use chatbot AI. Number 1, ditch the deep dive. Let AI summarize the chaos into clarity for you. Number 2, stop planning and start exploring. Let AI craft your perfect, budget-friendly itinerary in seconds. Number 3, from breaking news to deep insights. Get the pulse of the world instantly. Discover your personal assistant today. Download now.
James checks on the man's wife and granddaughter in the ambulance.
You both are okay, are you?
We are,
You are. He's nice and stable, and the ambulance crews and the paramedics are with him now, okay? Yeah. They are just going to cut the roof off just for as a precautionary measure, just because he's probably got a bit of whiplash and stuff.
We only bought that car last week, I did.
Did you? Really? But let's not worry about the car.
I'm glad I don't. No, I'm more
just
concerned about
metal, isn't it?
I mean, I know I joke with him, I'll say, oh, I've got him insured and all that, but I wouldn't want nothing to happen to him.
Good God, no.
No.
Unfortunately, the car will be going to car heaven now. You'll have to search for a new one once you get the insurance sorted out.
That's the last time I go in the car now.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't say that.
No. I'll stick to the bus.
Take the roof back, okay?
With the roof off, the crew can lift the man out. But his wife seems to have another pressing worry on her mind.
And I've got a casserole in the oven.
Have you got a casserole in the oven? Have you turned your oven off?
No.
But for the moment, we can't worry about the casserole, because with the roof off, the injured man is carefully removed and placed onto a stretcher.
John, you've got that one,
Watched by his wife, she has a final word with him before he's taken to hospital.
Clem, listen, Dad, I've got to go home because I've left the casserole in the oven and I don't want to fire. All right, I'll get my bus pass and I'll come straight to the hospital. So I'll see you later. All right.
Okay, not to worry, okay? It's good, isn't it? You're going to meet him at the hospital then?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
I want to get the casserole on.
Do it then, all right then.
All right.
The woman is free to rescue a casserole, and we're back on the road. I'm amazed at just how much is packed into an average day for James.
Got 8 hours left.
8 hours to go.
That's most people's working day.
Yeah.
We've already been
5 incidents and probably done about 80 miles across the city centre and back.
Do you have any of those portable loos?
No, afraid not.
James takes me back to the station.
Right then.
He reckons for me to get a handle on some of what ambulance crews have to do, it's important I experience some of their training. So it's into the classroom with James and nurse Les Young to show me how to insert a cannula.
So I'm going to show you on this side and Les is going to assist you from that side.
A cannula is a device that's injected into a vein that enables a paramedic to either take blood or administer drugs.
So that's going to
engorge the vein, basically.
To
bring it to the surface, yeah.
And the patient for me to practice on is a state-of-the-art £20,000 dummy.
Okay.
Oh my God, is this actually working?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, how does it do that?
This dummy is a resuscitation dummy that basically breathes and does all sorts for training purposes. It's fantastic.
Oh, his veins up.
There we go.
That's a beauty.
That is a beauty. So, pick your vein side. That's
so I'm going to take this vein here.
Okie dokie. So, just be confident, push through. Okay, right, and stop there. What we need to do is hold the wings, that's correct, and then just ease back the needle slightly. Okay,
and then I'm going to pull this bit out.
That's it. Brilliant, and then pop your cap on.
Okay.
Super.
And that's it?
That's it, so that's in.
Are you all right? Oh, he's smiling.
Okay, so we're going to open this.
So this is going to prove whether I've cannulated correctly or not?
Yes.
I bet I haven't.
Just ease it up slightly, just to get the air out.
That was a bit too much.
Okay, right, so all the air's out. Right, yeah. So then we lift the cap, so it's connected, that's it. Flick the cap over. Winner.
Do you see any bubbles coming up here?
No.
That's it then.
You're in?
You're in.
Oh my God, I so did it. I did it.
It's
I
all
proper
good.
cannulated.
There you
Hang
go.
on, is that some bubbles in your...
Not at all.
I'm
Never.
joking.
But school is over when we get an emergency call.
Whiskey Bravo 39.
to assist a crew. Basically, they picked up a patient who doesn't seem very happy to be in the back of the ambulance. They've asked for immediate police assistance as well, and as the ISO, James is going along to help them out.
They're showing on Richards Road.
Has there ever been a point when you were a paramedic on a truck when this kind of thing has happened to you?
Yeah, a couple of times. But, just deal with it accordingly, really. Obviously, your own safety is paramount.
Is that what's advised to happen?
It's always look after yourself.
Is that the crew there?
As we arrive at the scene, it all appears strangely quiet. Worryingly, the ambulance is deserted.
Cool. They're not there.
There's no crew actually in the ambulance, so we need to try and find them.
James calls control for an update.
39, you're at the ambulance now. No sign of the crew. Can we ask them where they are, please? They're with their branding there.
But no one seems to know where the crew are. Even the police who've arrived before us seem mystified.
There's kind of 2 police cars here, which makes us think that they've obviously run in here.
With more police reinforcements arriving, James feels that we should have a look around. With more police reinforcements arriving, James feels that we should have a look around.
This is really strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it means that the paramedics have
ran off after him or under him, I don't know.
James thinks he's spotted something. He doesn't hang about and we break into a run.
Found them. There's a crew.
I spotted an ambulance crew in the distance with a man on the ground.
ISO's just turned up.
Yeah, ISO and police.
Taking red rockets, what else have you taken?
It's our missing ambulance crew, and the man is agitated.
His cat got put down this morning, and he's gone on a bender.
Okay.
He's been drinking vodka, and then collapsed allegedly on the floor.
Okay.
When we got there, he was just rolling around, eyes open, conscious, asking for his girlfriend, and got him on the back of the ambulance. He was fairly calm with me. Then he started ripping the seatbelts off and getting up. I managed to talk him back down, managed to get him sitting down. And we just come up round the corner here, and he was up out the seat and
having a warm one,
going towards the back doors.
Although the man is in a bad way, he's getting the best attention. But James's priority is the well-being of the crew.
From our point of view initially, then the crew are safe, they've not been injured, they've just suffered some verbal abuse by the sound of it. But in all fairness to them, they've followed him down here to ensure his welfare with the police.
Please! Because when I die, then that's it.
It's got to go to A&E really, because he's saying that he wants to kill himself, that he's threatening self-harm, a few other bits and pieces like that. So, that could just be alcohol talking, but he needs to go there sober and be made a full assessment of.
I'm trying to come back!
How often do circumstances like this happen?
Quite regular, to be honest. More so in the evenings and the weekends, obviously, or mostly alcohol-fuelled.
An ISO's job is never done. From going and coordinating crews on RTCs to ensuring the safety of his staff to filling in forms. It's a very varied job. I'm amazed at how patient the crew are. They've been in the back of an ambulance with someone who's intoxicated and been, thrown all sorts of abuse at him. And she's still there, caring about him, trying to talk him down.
The ambulance crew and police continue trying to calm the man down.
I don't care if you want to rip my veins out. I don't care! I don't care!
The crew think that the man's in this condition because he's grieving over his cat that's just died. For me, I'm having mixed emotions about this.
I'm always torn with this, I know he's a pain in the bum, but what puts you into that state and stuff. So I know he's annoying, but I also feel sorry for him as well. His cat died.
But the good news is about the couple in the car accident. The woman saved her casserole, and her husband, who was suffering from whiplash, was discharged from hospital the next day. I'm now feeling absolutely exhausted. But there's no time for any rest when you're with an ISO.
Okay.
We still have to face a man who's been stabbed and feels he's been ignored.
Mate, we're trying to help you. Come on.
There's something about the area and the situation that makes me not want to get out of the car.
And a report of a vicious street brawl.
Any casualties that we're going to be picking up off here are going to be seriously injured.
I'm out with Incident Support Officer James Williams. So far, I've had a relentless introduction to his work. It's gone from an elderly man who's fallen down
98
to a search for a runaway patient.
That's a crew.
And it looks like tonight will be just as busy. It's 9 o'clock when we get a call to attend an incident outside a pub.
Okay, we are 12 minutes away from a stabbing in an area called in Birmingham.
With the traffic backed up because of roadworks, the good old British workman comes to the rescue.
That one there. Oh, good on him. Go on, mate. Well done. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Good work. That even deserved a winding down of the window and an actual thank you. Now, you've turned the siren off. Is that because we don't know yet whether the police are in attendance, so we don't want to...
Yeah, like it's ahead of us now.
As we're nearly at the scene and a knife has been involved, we wait for the police to get there for our protection before we go in.
Okay, just waiting for an update now to find out how long the police are going to be, because we've arrived very close to where the scene is. We don't want to go in until we know that it's completely and utterly safe for us.
Police are going past.
With the police going ahead, it's now safe for us to go to and see what's happened. As we follow the police, I'm beginning to get a little nervous.
Let's go and find out what's going on. Hello?
Been stabbed in the back.
Okay. All right, mate, we'll get you on the back of the ambulance and we'll have a look at you, all right?
It looks like things could kick off when James tries to talk to the stab man.
We're not interested in... Look on the back. Well, come on, let's come inside and have a look.
The injured man seems very annoyed and he doesn't want to get into the ambulance.
Mate, get on the truck, come on. Mate, we're trying to
With
help.
him getting more and more agitated, James is using all his experience to try and defuse the situation.
Good, step in, mate. Right, just relax for us. All right, nice and steady. Have a look.
I'm sat in the car here because there's something about the area and the situation that makes me not want to get out of the car. I mean, there's a massive, huge police presence here and stuff, and I'm sure I would be safe, but there's...
What's wrong with it?
You all right?
So I feel dizzy.
When they finally get the man into the ambulance, James finds out what's causing the man's agitation.
It's not fair.
What's not fair, fella? What are you worried about?
That woman on the phone. I've been waiting here 20 minutes.
Who was that?
How do you wait for 20 minutes for an ambulance?
Okay, the reason that the ambulance doesn't turn up straight away is we have to wait for the police, okay?
Wait for the police?
And the reason we wait for the police
What
is
if I was dying?
because the reason we wait for the police is because there's mention of knives. Okay?
The man's annoyed because he feels he waited too long for an ambulance.
I mean, just calm down for a second, fella.
And no matter how hard James explains the reason, he's not having it.
I don't want to go to hospital.
You don't want to go to hospital?
No.
Seems to be quite irate that the fact that it's taken 15 minutes from the time of his call initially for somebody to turn up here. We've tried to explain the reasons behind that, but he doesn't want to listen. We're not massively concerned about the injury that he sustained at the minute, but without a full assessment, we can't guarantee that, so we'll have to try again in a second when he's calmed down. Let him have a word with the police to start with, and go from there.
Finally, the man agrees to go to hospital, but it's not been an ideal situation.
The problem is when a knife is involved or when a gun's involved, paramedics will not come to that call until the police are there, because they are not going to put themselves into any danger. But because of how long he thinks it took, he's quite annoyed. So then he didn't want to be treated, then he does want to be treated, then he didn't want to be treated. He's walking off down the street, then he gets back into the truck, and he's not, you know, he's not necessarily being an obliging patient. James has had to try and have a word with him, try and explain what's happened, but it's absolutely fallen on deaf ears.
And with the gentleman on his way to hospital, we continue on our shift. And I'm still surprised how calm James was attending a stabbing incident.
I think 6-7 years ago, the stabbing card that, you know, obviously comes up on the screen when the call comes in from control was infrequently used. You know, I have to dust it off when it come on 6-7 years ago. Now it probably appears, it could appear 10, 12, 15 times a day in West Midlands region.
And with that sobering thought ringing around my head, we suddenly get another call.
We're just on our way to an area of Birmingham where we've been told there's a massive fight going on that's involving crowbars and knives. I presume that there'll be quite a few crews and the police will also be on their way. We will not approach this until the police have arrived because, you know, our safety and James's safety is paramount.
It's scary to think what we might be heading into. It sounds like a serious incident with the risk of multiple injuries.
If these knives and these crowbars have been used, I would imagine that any casualties that we're going to be picking up off here are going to be seriously injured.
Certainly got the potential for, hasn't it?
Yeah. So we hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
39 over.
39, just let you know, the crew's standing by just outside Hopmoor Station, over.
Roger that, thanks, over.
As Incident Support Officer, James will coordinate the ambulance crews in the area.
So there's a crew that have obviously arrived there already, but they're standing by. They're not going to approach the scene until the police are there. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Rendezvous point is by an ambulance station that's nearby.
Right, okay. So we're showing 10 minutes to get there, so hopefully we should be able to make it in 6 or 7.
39 over.
39, apologies, you can cancel, repeat cancel. We've been stood down by the police. They can't find any sign of incident, over.
Roger that, confirming cancelling case received.
Hey guys, so I don't know where you're at in the world, and I know a lot of people have been.
It's a weird feeling. The adrenaline-filled thoughts of the last few minutes have all come to nothing.
My vivid imagination tells me that there was a huge fight, if you imagine Braveheart, going on. Knives, crowbars, and then
nothing.
The sound of sirens has caused the crowds to disperse.
It's a big relief. And I'm learning that very often serious incidents can begin and then vanish in an instant. But now another call has come in from a nearby hospital where an ambulance technician has been attacked.
I just cannot get behind. Get into the brain of someone who's done that.
That's it. They've been assaulted by somebody spitting in the face. We don't really know the ins and outs of why that is. And if they've got the assailant, then we should be pushing the police to prosecute them for that. Because that's no tolerance with the ambulance service for any sort of assaults on ambulance crews.
How do calls like this make you feel?
It does make you feel so frustrated and want to be able to go over and give a mouthful and, you know, ask for reasons why, whatever. But that, to be honest, is for the courts to decide. My role in this is to ensure that the crews are okay, collate all the information, and ensure it follows the right pathway to get a prosecution if that's what's required. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're all right. Yeah. What's occurring? What's been happening?
The incident with one of the other crews that have come in, a couple have kicked off with security. We've stepped in between the two fighting parents and they're just kicking off and spat at us.
So two parents
Two parents are basically fighting with each other.
Ah, right.
One's intoxicated, one's not intoxicated.
Ah, right.
We've stepped in between them, stopped them physically fighting with each other and she's gone at us. She's been arrested now, isn't she?
correct, yeah. He's been arrested for assault and an assault on you.
Brilliant, okay. So you're going to give a statement now, I assume, and then back to station, complete our bits and pieces. Have a wash, cup of tea.
And have they brought a child in as well?
Yeah, the child was in our arms at the time.
You are joking.
Can't believe it, can you, really?
Spitting in people's faces when they're carrying the child. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You're only trying to keep control, aren't you, really? Well, I'm glad we've got a result in the fact that we've got her arrested, which is good stuff. 3-9, thanks update on this crew that have been assaulted. Welfare check is done, they're both okay and have washed this spit off their coats.
James is satisfied that everything is under control and the suspect is in police custody. It's hard to accept that somebody could spit in anyone's face, let alone an ambulance man's. But for James, it's an occupational hazard.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing at all surprises me. And I've only been doing the job for just under 10 years. Even if it comes up as a shooting and things like that, oh, right, it's a shooting. Right, off we go, then we'll go and see what's happening.
As I drive through the dark streets of Birmingham, my mind is still in turmoil about what I've witnessed on my shift with an incident support officer. Once home, and to give me any chance of peace, I have to put my thoughts down on my video diary. Tonight's shift was the longest, hardest shift I've ever done. And I found it really disturbing. I found it really exciting and find it really exhilarating. I found it really depressing. We live in a funny old world where really horrible things happen, and the paramedics get to see loads of it.